Hello, my name is Fred Novakov. I am a Principal Software Consultant at BMC Software. Today we are going to discuss what is required to open a MainView Explorer session via a web browser. Before you can open a MainView Explorer session, you have to have three things: a web browser, the correct URL or IP address, and port number combination to access the MainView host server. We will talk about this more on the next slide. And a valid TSO, user ID, and password. You need to know which MainView Explorer host server you want to open a session with. You may have to talk to your MainView administrator to get the URL or IP address and port number you need to connect to MainView Explorer. If you know the MainView Explorer started task name and where it runs, you can look at the job log for this started task and look for this line. It will tell you everything you need to know to open a MainView Explorer session. Next, you can open your favorite internet browser and enter http:// and then either the URL, as in our example, or the IP address of the host server, then a colon, and finally the port number. The default port number is 3940, but this could have been changed by your MainView administrator. After entering the address into the web browser and hitting enter, you will be presented with a MainView Explorer logon screen. You enter a valid TSO user ID and password because remember, MainView Explorer security is all mainframe based. Something to note on this screen is the Allocate User Datasets for Personal Use checkbox. If you want to allocate your own datasets to store view and configuration customization, this should be checked. If you do not have the option to check this box, you may want to talk to your MainView administrator, as there is an option to disallow the use of personal datasets. The BBVDef library can and should be shared between the 3270 session and MainView Explorer, so make sure you use the same name. We will talk more about these datasets in subsequent demos. If you have never allocated these datasets, when you hit enter, you will be prompted to supply information to allocate them. After you click on the OK button or hit enter on the login screen, you will be presented with a page similar to this. There are three panes that we will need to discuss. The navigation pane. This area of the window has three tabs that are used to set the MainView product and context. We will discuss defining and setting a context in a future demo. A context is a single DB2 CICS MQ manager or any other item MainView might monitor, or it can be a group of like subsystems. A single IP stack, IMS, or any other item MainView might monitor is also called a target. The Area tab is grouped by function or subsystem. The System tab is grouped by the systems that MainView Explorer has access to. Depending on your environment and how it is configured, this may be one or hundreds. The Product tab is grouped by, you guessed it, MainView Product. The Message pane is where you can find information about what your MainView Explorer session is doing and any problems that might have occurred. Because this is rarely needed and takes up valuable viewing space, I will quickly show you how to eliminate it. And yes, get it back in the rare instance you need to see a message or troubleshoot a problem with your MainView Explorer session. So to eliminate the Message pane, you click on View and then click on Messages to uncheck it. And when you do this, the message pane will disappear. You can always go back to the View tab and click on Messages again to get the message pane back. The last pane is the View pane. This is where all MainView views and configurations will be displayed. The initial View pane has three tabs. The System tab shows which systems are running which MainView products and what they are monitoring. The Product tab shows which MainView products are running on which systems and what they are monitoring. The Plex tab shows all systems and what functional area or subsystems are being monitored and how many are being monitored. It also shows if there are any issues with MainView connections. Another valuable piece of information that is provided on the MainView Explorer console is the resource consumption gauge at the bottom right side of the console. When you hover over the gauge with your mouse, the amount of memory used and what percentage that is of the total memory allotted by your Java session is displayed. If you find you are getting close to running out, you will have to close some of your open tabs or increase your Java memory via the Java Control panel. We will end with something we all can use: Help. Help in MainView is well organized and easy to access. We can click on Help and we are presented with three choices. Help Topics, which brings you up a very complete document with an index and search capability. The second choice is What's New, which is an excellent place to go if you are a more experienced MainView Explorer user and want to see what is new. The final choice is About BMC MainView Explorer, and this will produce a screen that provides you the release of the PC or Java component of MainView Explorer and the host server component that runs on the mainframe. Also, anywhere you see the question mark, you can click on it and get help. Here you will be taken to the same documentation that you would have gotten by clicking on the word Help and choosing Help Topics on the previous slide. Clicking the question mark on one of the tabs will get you help related to that view. And you always have the option to right-click on just about anything on the page and get context-sensitive help. I hope this has been informative and makes you comfortable with how to start a MainView Explorer session and begin to understand the layout of the GUI. This concludes this demonstration on opening a MainView Explorer session. Thank you for listening, and remember, you can find many more demonstrations at www.bmc.com. And if there are other topics that you think we should develop demonstrations for, please contact your local BMC representative.